Hello and welcome to Haske-Tv News. I am Farida Sanusi Abubakar. Thanks for joining us. The Governor of Taraba State, Dr. Abu Kefas, has signed the 2026 Appropriation Bill into law. The bill was signed on Monday at the Executive Council chamber of the T.Y. Danjuma House, Jalingo. Zakari Sanilau completes the story.
Given his assent to the 2026 appropriation bill passed by the Taraba State House of Assembly, Governor Abu Kefas assured that the budget will be fully implemented. He said the budget aligns with his administration commitment to delivering the needed development across the state.
The passage of this bill into law today reflects our shared commitment to the progress and well-being of the people of Taraba State. I want to assure you that we shall immediately, as I've given my assent today, direct all the ministries and departments and agencies to commence full implementation in line with the spirit of the 2026 target development that we can see.
Governor Kefas expressed appreciation to the members of the Taraba State House of Assembly for their diligent and timely consideration of the appropriation bill. Presenting the budget earlier, the Speaker of the Taraba State House of Assembly, Right Honorable John Kizito Banzena, said the budget size was increased by 3 billion naira. He explained that the increase was to cater for the procurement of textbooks, ensure the smooth take-up of newly created ministries, and support the construction of the Taraba State Bioentrepreneurship, Innovation and Solution Agency, TASBISA. According to the Speaker, each of the affected ministries and agencies was allocated 1 billion naira in the 2026 budget.
In keeping to our promise, Your Excellency, it may interest you to note that we have processed and equally passed into law the 2026 appropriation bill, and therefore we are here before you to present it for your own assent.
It will be recalled that the governor presented the budget estimate of over 650 billion naira on the 19th of November. The State Assembly later reviewed and increased the budget to over 653 billion naira before it passed. Zakari Sanilau, Haske News.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, under the supervision of the Presidency, has commenced the direct distribution of relief materials to victims of flood and windstorm disaster in Jalingo, Yoro Federal Constituency of Taraba State. The intervention is aimed at cushioning the effects of the recent disaster on affected communities. Haske-Tv correspondent Farida Haq completes the story.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, through its Yola Operations Office, has carried out the direct distribution of relief materials to individuals and community affected by flood and windstorm disaster in Jalingo Yoro Federal Constituency of Taraba State. The relief items distributed include 300 bags of 25 kilogram rice, 300 bags of maize, 30 cartons each of vegetable oil, tomato paste and seasoning, as well as 300 cartons of spaghetti and 30 bags of salt. Also distributed were non-food items such as 300 pieces each of genie brocade, wax print, blanket and mosquito net, aimed at addressing both the nutritional and health need of the affected persons. Representing the member Jalingo Yorozing Federal Constituency, Honorable Sadiq Tafida, the Sintali Muri Alhaji Saadu Usman Sintali welcomed stakeholders and beneficiaries, describing the exercise as more than a routine intervention but a people-oriented policy. He noted that the initiative was not only necessary but urgent and commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the timely intervention, describing it as part of the renewed hope agenda. He urged beneficiaries to make proper use of the items and assured them of more interventions to come. He also appreciated community leaders, stakeholders and officials of NEMA for their commitment.
On behalf of the Honorable Member representing Jalingo Yorozin constituency at this very important program for the kick-off distribution of food and non-food items of recent flood disaster. This program is not just a relief exercise. It is a clear demonstration of responsive governance and people-oriented leadership. The devastating flood affects many of our community, displacing families, destroy homes, farmlands, and means of livelihood. In a moment like this, government intervention becomes not only necessary but urgent. On behalf of the Honorable Member, House of Representatives Jalingo Erozin, I wish to express our sincere appreciation to the federal government of Nigeria under the visionary leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for timely intervention through the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. This initiative is in line with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu renewed hope agenda, which places a welfare, safety, dignity of Nigerians at the center of governance. To the beneficiaries, I urge you to utilize this item responsibly and assure you that this is not the end of government support. More intervention will follow.
Speaking on behalf of NEMA, Mr. Yusuf Attar said the intervention was in line with the federal government commitment to providing timely humanitarian assistance to disaster victims across the country. He emphasized that the relief materials were neither for compensation nor for sale.
The office received a request from the Honorable Member representing this constituency regarding the flood incident that affected the people in this community in Jalingo, Yoro, and Zinc. So under the able leadership of our Director General NEMA, Mrs. Zubaida Umar, she graciously approved these relief materials that are here, specifically for those persons that were affected by the unfortunate flood incident. So I urge all beneficiaries to utilize these items judiciously.
Beneficiaries who spoke with our correspondent expressed gratitude to the federal government and NEMA, describing the intervention as timely and helpful in easing their current hardship.
Seriously, I want to first of all thank the government officials. I want to thank NEMA. I want to thank the chairman in charge of Jalingo, Yoro, and Zinc local government. I want to thank them for this huge contribution, for this huge support for us over our past flood, which happens around September. We want to say a very big thank you to the government of the state. We want to thank them for showing concern.
NEMA has assured the affected communities of continued support while calling on residents to remain vigilant and adhere to safety measures to reduce the impact of future disasters.
The federal government has insisted that there is only one authentic version of the newly enacted tax reform laws. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, stated this on Monday in Abuja at the end of year new conference. Idris dismissed claims that the tax laws had been altered after being passed by the National Assembly, stressing that the version assented to by President Bola Tinubu remains intact. He said the laws followed due legislative process, including consultations and debates at the National Assembly before receiving presidential assent. The minister explained that concerns over alleged discrepancies between the version passed by lawmakers and the one gathered by being raised at the National Assembly, adding that the executive will rely on the outcome of the legislature's review. The federal government has disclosed that Nigerian security agencies are working with major social media companies to identify and take down accounts used by terrorists and criminal groups to promote their activities and raise funds. Speaking at the end of year briefing in Abuja on Tuesday, the Director General of the National Counter-Terrorism Center, Major General Adamulaka, said platforms such as TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and X had been used by terrorists to publicize operations, display looted items and communicate with supporters. According to him, security agencies have held several engagements with social media companies to address posts and accounts that pose threats to national security. He noted that terrorist tactics continue to evolve, including the use of aliases and unverified accounts, adding that security agencies are constantly adapting to counter such developments. The federal government, alongside other stakeholders in the health sector, on Monday in Abuja inaugurated the National Electronic Pharmacy Policy and Strategic Implementation Plan to further transform the health sector. Speaking during the event, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, said the policy will regulate production and sales of pharmaceutical and allow Nigerians access to quality, secured medicines. Represented by the Director, Food and Drug Services, Olubomi Aribena, at the ministry, Pate said it was gathered towards modernizing the healthcare delivery and allowing Nigerians access to affordable medicine no matter where they live. According to the minister, though the rise of digital platform has transformed nearly every sector of the nation's economy, the pharmaceutical space has remained largely fragmented with limited oversight of online medicine sales. He said that the free-hand access in the pharmaceutical sector had created dangerous gaps where substandard and falsified medicines, unlicensed vendors, and misinformation thrive. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has ordered the immediate sanction of the head of a police unit linked to the arrest of senior reporter with the Foundation for Investigation Journalism, Sodiq Atanda. The order follows public outrage over the alleged detention of the journalist's wife and 9-month-old child in Ikorodu, Lagos, reportedly used to lure him. Atanda was later arrested, handcuffed, and taken to the force headquarters in Obalende, Lagos. He was released alongside his family shortly before midnight on Monday. Confirming the developments, police spokesperson Benjamin Hundeyin said the IGP was angered by the incident and ordered the journalist's immediate release as well as disciplinary action against the unit head involved. The police have reaffirmed their commitment to press freedom, assuring that such action will not be tolerated. We will now go on a short break. When we return, Haske-Tv News will continue. Stay tuned.
Happy birthday to you.
It's a moment of praise, celebration of life, and a powerful gathering of thanksgiving. Join us at the birthday concert with Mrs. Sharon Shilo Kabirwa and Professor Nicholas Oliver Nameson, the Honorable Commissioner of Agriculture, Taraba State, featuring the Anointed Throne Room Worshippers with the powerful theme, Lord, I Am Grateful. Ministering in songs and worship are Emmanuel Luka, Lemuel Yakubu, Lord's Will Angulu, Joel Yola, Tafi Sudanji, Gospel David, and Nsire Haruna. Date 31st December 2025. Time 1 p.m. prompt. Venue The Great Gospel House Ministries, Jalingo, off Jolingami Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. Come and lift your voice in gratitude. Come and encounter God in worship. Come and celebrate with us. Birthday concert with Mrs. Sharon Shilo Kabirwa. It's a worship experience you can't afford to miss. Announcer, Organizing Committee.
Happy birthday to you.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Haske-Tv News. And now the news continue. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, has announced that from January 2026, the National Identification Number, NIN, will serve as the tax identification number for individual Nigerians. Under the new tax framework, registered businesses will also use their Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, registration number as their official tax IDs, eliminating the need for separate TINs. The clarification was issued through a public awareness campaign on the Nigerian Tax Administration Act scheduled to take effect in 2026. According to the FIRS, the reform is aimed at simplifying tax identification, reducing duplication, and strengthening tax compliance. The Senate on Tuesday formally commenced debate on the 2026 appropriation bill with the Senate leader, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, Ekiti Central, leading deliberation on the landmark fiscal proposal that seeks to authorize federal spending of 58.47 trillion naira for the 2026 financial year. Presenting the general principles of the bill, Bamidele told the chamber that the proposed legislation provides for the legal framework for implementing the 2026 budget as presented by President Bola Tinubu to a joint session of the National Assembly on December 19, 2025. He noted that the bill was deemed to have passed first reading by virtue of that presentation. He described the appropriation bill as central to governance and economic management, stressing that it translates the policy direction of the president's budget address into enforceable public expenditure. Lagos State Government has directed communities operating gates streets to ensure that gates are open daily from 5 o'clock a.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. during the festive season to ease traffic flow, warning that non-compliance will attract sanctions. The government also instructed owners of gates and structures erected on public roads without prior approval from the Ministry of Transportation to remove them within 7 days of the notice. State Commissioner for Transportation Oluwaseun Osiyemi issued the directive in a statement on Tuesday. He said this directive aligns with established states' guidelines and the agenda of the current administration, which prioritize free traffic flow, safety of lives and property, and enhancing the ease of doing business in Lagos State. That ends the news on Haske-Tv. Thanks for watching.